This reopening day.
And the 3-2 is stripped to right field. Back on it is Colabello. It's over his head, and it's gone. High fly ball. That's going to go way back and gone. Fly ball right field. On the run is Delman Young. That ball's trouble. He reaches it, and he made the catch. Machado has it. He'll play it across low. Scooped by Davis, and the ball game is over.
It's the Orioles on Masson on a hot and steamy night in downtown Baltimore. It's the Orioles and the Blue Jays tonight, the middle game in this three-game series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. The Orioles returned home last night after a week-long road trip in New York City to begin a 9-game homestand. They were in search of a win, and they were in need of a stopper. They gave the baseball to Ubaldo Jimenez, and Ubaldo came through. In fact, he is following a lead he has set for himself, pitching extremely well here at Camden Yards. Last night, he was dominating. 7 innings. He allowed only 6 hits, 2 runs. He walked just 2 and struck out 9 and picking up the win. And how about the numbers at home for Ubaldo this year? He has won all 3 of his starts, an anemic ERA of 0.86, and he has gone at least 7 innings in all 3 of his starts. Keep in mind, last year in 22 starts overall, he reached at least 7 innings just 3 times. So Ubaldo, Jim, got them off to a good start last night, but it's baseball. You turn the page. So tonight, it's Chris Tillman's turn.
Yeah, and Buck Showalter says your momentum is only as good as the next night's starter. So that's Chris Tillman. He's been struggling with his control. So obviously, the template was kind of laid out last night. A lot of first pitch strikes, keep the ball down. Jimenez does that a little bit better, Tillman, because he's a high ball pitcher. But the bottom line is get Tillman some runs, something they haven't done a whole lot the last couple of years, over 5 this year, right around 3. But throw some strikes tonight and take your chances.
And here we are in mid-May, and for Tillman tonight, it's just his 2nd start at Camden Yards on the year. It's the Orioles and the Blue Jays from Camden Yards. Lineups at first pitch are coming up. To you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Royal Farms. Royal Farms ATMs are surcharge free. Get your cash for nothing. Bank or credit card fees may still apply. Well, the Orioles were thrilled to get back to Camden Yards last night, just their second home game over the prior 15 days, and this is why they enjoy being at home. The hitters here love the ballpark. The Orioles are batting collectively .321 as a team at home. Their on-base percentage at .371. The slugging percentage is way up there. Runs per game just about 7, and they're averaging just a shade under 2 home runs per game. Last night was a typical script for the Orioles. They scored 5 runs in their 5-2 win, and 4 of the 5 runs came in via the 3 long balls. So the Orioles enjoy playing at home, leading Major League Baseball in all the offensive categories, and hoping to continue that here tonight. And our BGE home game time temperature is 81 degrees. The wind out of the northwest at 16 miles per hour, 33% humidity. BGE Home is Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? Here's the Blue Jays lineup for tonight. Middle game of 3. Carrera moves up to lead off. Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion. Russell Martin will catch, then Colomelo. Kevin Pillar in center field. .321 against the O's on the year, although overall he is in a bit of a slump. Ryan Goins and former Oriole Steve Tollefson get to start tonight. He's at second base, batting 9th.
So Chris Tillman comes in, and you can see a lot of fastballs, a lot of breaking balls, which is probably more than normal. So I would imagine the fastball number will go up tonight. Change up. He's been hurt with it. A couple in the middle of the plate. Alex Rodriguez hit his 661st home run in his last start up in New York, straightaway center field. There are the numbers. Note the right here, the 23 walks, 35. So that's what, 58 base runners in 31 2/3 innings. But Chris Tillman trying to get back on track, and if you paid attention, which I'm sure he did last night, and you saw Ubaldo Jimenez, it was about strike 1. It was about staying down in the strike zone and then being able to expand the strike zone. So, as we mentioned in the open, pretty good template if you watch last night's game. And then, of course, the other thing is what they've done for Ubaldo, which they didn't do last year, which is they've been able to score runs. Normal year for Chris Tillman, he gets over 5 runs a game. This year, a tick over 3. So maybe he'll pitch well, maybe he'll get some run support, and maybe the Orioles will win 2 in a row. And he's lost 3 consecutive starts. Ubaldo last night got the homestand off to a good start, but for Tillman, it's all about the command of the secondary pitch. Yeah, and you know they're going to look fastball and change up in a sense, but pretty much hit off the fastball. Even in his good years, 13 wins last year, 16 the year before, he throws about 45% of his curveballs for strikes. Maybe his better games, it might get up over 50%, but this year it's much lower than it has in years past, but a little bit over 40%. So he would like to be able to establish his curveball, because if he's able to throw it for a strike, it is a very effective pitch. Ray Navarro is here. Ryan Flaherty placed on the disabled list just before game time. Navarro was in the lineup for AAA Norfolk last night, and when Flaherty left the game, he was scratched and traveled here just in case, and that just in case has happened as Tillman gets ahead of Carrera, 0-1. Carrera's 10th game since coming up from AAA is off to a real good start, and he's so hot, why not lead him off? 1-1 the count. Yeah, he got a couple of fastballs to hit last night and didn't miss them. A couple of doubles, drove in both of the runs that Toronto scored. And Adam Jones once again playing shallow against him. There's the curveball, Jim, and bends in there for a strike. So now all of a sudden, if you throw that pitch for a ball, the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. You can see Adam still playing shallow, but maybe a step farther back than last night. And a pop-up, shallow left center. Snyder in, Hardy out. And Snyder takes it for the out and 1 away. And how about Delman Young, the catch of the game last night? This turned it all around. Well, we always talk about Wayne Kirby, who is the first base coach, but also the outfield defense coordinator, works with all the outfielders, spring training. So, again, you go back as you look at our defense, Snyder, Jones, and Young. That's the outfield. Machado, Hardy, Pierce, Davis, and then Caleb Joseph, second straight night behind the plate. But again, they looked at Goins, who hit the ball that Young caught, saw what he did in spring training, moved him over to the gap. Otherwise, he doesn't make that catch. Donaldson right to Pierce, who short hops it, and he gets it to first. So Pierce, who was out again today working on his defense with Bobby Dickerson, tested here in the first inning, and another fine play for Pierce. Now the Orioles second baseman. Yeah, he was socking down at the cage when they were taking batting practice. I said, what's the most difficult thing? He said, well, it's not really the shifts, because I look over at Bobby Dickerson in the dugout. He's the defense coordinator, third base coach, and he tells me where I have to pitch. It's the where do I go on relays and cutoffs. Still trying to learn that. I mean, because he plays first, and a little bit different when you're playing second.
And those are the things you work on all those mornings in spring training, which he did not work on because he was working on corner, outfield, and first base.
Yeah, Steve Pearce can play pretty much anywhere, and you're seeing it, why he's able to play at second base, and I think you feel pretty comfortable with his ability to help you defensively.
2-0 on Jose Bautista, who pinch hit last night. In fact, made the final out of the game, back in there tonight. He's still troubled by the bad right shoulder that he injured and then aggravated in that game against the Orioles at Rogers Center when he tried to throw out Delman Young at first base following a single. His emotions got the better of him, and he's been paying for it ever since. And he popped it up, center of the diamond. Who's it going to be? Machado? Manny calls. And he's got it for the out. A real strong inning for Chris Tillman. 3 up, 3 down, go the Jays. We head to the bottom of the first. Here come the O's. Jays went 3 up, 3 down. Chris Tillman got him in order on just 9 pitches. And here come the Orioles in the bottom of the first. Here's the O's starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Machado leads off, then Jimmy Paredes riding a 10-game hitting streak. Jones, Young, and Davis with Pierce in second, Hardy, Snyder, and Caleb Joseph.
And Mark Burley trying to get win number 204, 200 opening day here in Baltimore on his 200th game. So there are the numbers. High ERA, as is Tillman.
And he bloops it foul, 0-1.
So the big swing, he's probably going to top out 84, 85 miles per hour. Cutters, changeups, fastballs. Most walks he's had, and that was 2 a couple of games ago. All the other games, 1 base on balls. So he's going to make you hit.
High fly ball left field, hanging up there a long time. The shortstop is calling. And Goins has it in fair territory, and one away as Machado's retired.
Yeah, take a look at the defense. As you mentioned, no Bautista because of the arm injury. So as we look around, Carrera, of course, he had a couple of doubles. Pilar, he can really play. Colabello, he's a first baseman playing right field. Donaldson, Goins, Tollison, a couple of days recalled from the minors. Encarnacion, and then Russell Martin. Not only hitting well, but great job behind the plate, throwing out runners.
And here is Jimmy Paredes, who shows bunt to get Donaldson moving and takes a strike.
Well, he brings him in about 2 steps just by doing that.
Cued off the bat towards second base. Tollison charges, barehanded pickup, and he got a nice play by Steve Tollison to get Paredes and 2 men down. I'm not sure what kind of pitch that was, but he sawed off Paredes.
Well, we've seen 2 Oriole hitters, and we've seen 2 guys get jammed. So there's the spin. And you're right about Steve Tollison. Of course, the Orioles had him, about 3 years ago. You know, he's a pretty good player. Utility guy, can play all over.
So 2 hitters, 2 jam shots. And he hasn't thrown a pitch close to 85 miles per hour. Moving the ball around, changing speeds. I mean, you can still add and subtract even if you top out. We saw Jamie Moyer at one point in his career, 16-2 against the Orioles, throwing 82, 83, not afraid of the pitch to contact.
Are deep inside the numbers. The Orioles against left-handed starters, 8.25 runs per game, 356 batting average, and the slugging first as well. And Adam Jones, who is at the plate, Jim, he's batting .533 against left-handed pitching. Just tearing it up. Look at those numbers.
Yeah, when Burley pitches, second most best run support in the American League, over 10 runs a game. His teammate Drew Hutchison gets over 11.
Broken bat bouncer to third. Donaldson has it. And Jones has retired. Burley saws off 3 bats. He retires to the side, 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the second at Camden Yards. No score. Visit whywaitinther.com. Well, the Orioles are 2-5 against the Jays, and Jim, as you tell us every night, it's all about the pitching, and you can see it here. Batting average pretty much even. Runs 12 in the 2 wins, 26 in the losses. But look at the starters' ERA, and that tells the story.
Well, that's Ubaldo Jimenez has won both of the games, and he's been dominant. One hit him the first time after they. Bud Norris started opening day for the Orioles here in Baltimore after they played 3 in Tampa. And then it gave up 12. Well, he didn't give up 12 runs. He gave up 7 runs. But the Orioles did, as a team, give up 12. Next day, it was totally different. Baldo at the bottom of the zone.
Encarnacion, first ball swinging, chops it to Manny. And he guns it across. So Tillman has 4 outs on just 10 pitches and 1 away. Well, the O's and Jays will wrap up this 3-game series tomorrow night, 7:05 at Oriole Park. So welcome back your home team and show some Birdland pride with a great night at the ballpark. For tickets, just get online, Orioles.com, or call 888-848-BIRD. Tillman, a loss in his last start last Thursday against the Yankees. He lasted 5 2/3, 4 runs on 10 hits. As he goes to work here on Russell Martin with 1 out and nobody on. Down and away. In his last 3 starts, all losses, he has pitched to a combined ERA of 6.88.
Well, he's had some games. He's had 2 games where he's given up 7 runs, and they're both against Toronto. He hasn't won. I mean, he's 4-8 lifetime with it, and you can look at the numbers. He hasn't won in his last 4 decisions. So his ERA is a little over 4 runs a game, but there's 14 earned runs this year, so he's actually pitched a little bit better than maybe the numbers indicate.
Shallow right, Pierce out, Young in. Young calls, and he's got it for the out. The other thing about Tillman, and this is nothing more than the result of the schedule that has had the Orioles living in the AL East this year. Wayne Kirby had Delman positioned perfectly again. Every one of his starts on the year, and this is his 7th, has come within the division. So they know him so well. You know, and Buck was talking about that before the games. Like, who makes up this schedule? There's just so many games early on.
Well, he's 14-2 against the American League West. Wei-Yin Chen is 13-2.
So he can't wait for the Angels to get here this weekend.
Well, that could be true. And let's see, Tuesday he'll pitch Sunday. Yeah, pitch Sunday. Of course.
Well, maybe there's a day off.
Yeah, well, you're right. Will they skip Bud Norris? Probably not. Or maybe.
You know,
we'll see.
You hear that in spring training all the time, that managers prefer not to send their starters against division opponents in the spring game so they get a look. And here Tillman, every single one of his starts has been within the division. And no play as reaching as Chris Colabello.
Yeah, all he does is get hits. I talked to advanced scout for the Phillies, Gordon Lakey, and he said, Colabello, he said, is he getting fastballs a hit? I said, yeah. He said, did he get any hits? I said, 2. Right here, just back up the middle. I mean, that's what his mantra is. He can hit home runs, but so far, and again, he's only been up about a week. He's been red hot. Hardy, nice play to get to it, but no chance of throwing him out. And if he keeps hitting, he's going to be their first baseman. You know, Justin Smoke has played well defensively, but his average is not where he would like it.
Shallow right, hangs for Young. He's got it for the out. And Tillman, another strong inning, a 2-out single, and a man left. We'll head to the bottom of the second. O's come to bat. No score. $100 for being selected, and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Baseball Bucks scratch-offs and win up to $50,000, or enter your non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. Delman Young will take strike one from Mark Burley, who may be the fastest worker in all of Major League Baseball. Davis and Pierce will follow. It's a tight 1-1.
What, 17.03 seconds between pitches last year, fastest in Major League Baseball. And he could pick it.
Hard hit ball right to Donaldson. Nice pick.
Well, if you're going to play defense, and Donaldson made an error last night, but he's a very mobile third baseman, you're on your toes. That's what it's all about. Throw the ball over, take advantage of your defense. Strikeouts have gone down. The most he has, 4 in 6 innings. But at the end of the day, he's easy to play behind. And you just got to somehow make sure you're balanced when the ball gets into the hitting zone.
Here's Chris Davis, who had a real good game last night. He hits it deep to right field. Will this one carry out? Back is Colabello, and on the warning track, he has it for the out. Just got under it, and 2 men are down. So jumping on the first pitch, just as he did last night.
So let's see. Tillman had 9 pitches. Now Burley's got 12 pitches and 5 outs. So it really, he's 36 years old. This is his 16th year. There's what we were talking about right there. This season actually even better. Of course, 12, 12, and 13. That were the runs they got him in his first 3 games.
That's
now,
good.
Needless to say, he won them. But what he did do, and he struggled, gave up 5 and 8, but he beat the Yankees with only 1 run for the first time in Yankee Stadium.
Here's to center field, right at Pilar, and another very quick 3-up, 3-down inning for Mark Buehrle. Led to the 3rd, no score. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities. Well, Caleb Joseph certainly hot. 393 at home. Ryan Goins not. In the month of May, Jim, just 171. And he'll lead off here in the 3rd inning for Toronto.
Yeah, it looked like off the bat last night that ball was going to get up the gap, but you hit 3 home runs. Your starter pitches marvelously, Jimenez, and then it comes down to a grab in right center field, or the game probably would have been tied, and they would have still been batting in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Bunt and a good one. Manny barehanded pickup. He fires and safe at first base is going. And a bang play. Manny made it a lot closer than most third basemen will.
Well, if he was playing in, it would have been even a lot closer because he'd be out. I just don't think you can let somebody like Goins bunt. And when you play that far back, even though you're a gifted third baseman, you give him the idea that he can beat it out. And when we just showed you who's not hot, he's hitting 190. What does he want to do? He wants to get on, and then you give him the vehicle to do that. Now, he still has to make a good bunt, but it's almost like a gift. That's why, as a pitcher, you have to look around at your defense. I know they position them, but you're going, hey, I don't want a bunt. Not a leadoff guy. Not when I've been struggling. And now all of a sudden, Tollison, you know, he can maneuver the ball around the field.
Runner goes, and it's fouled off.
So if you're John Gibbons, and there you go. I mean, right now you're figuring, okay, we had the best offense in the American League, but how can I manufacture some runs at the bottom of my lineup? Your number 8 hitter bunted his way on because you gave him the bunt, and then he executed it, and now you got a guy that can handle the bat.
Tollison in just his 8th game with the Jays. He made the team out of spring training, sent back to AAA, and now recalled. In fact, just last week he played against Norfolk for the Buffalo team.
And one of those situations where if he had been sent out and he had not declared free agency, they would not have been able to bring him back within 10 days. But because he did, he could actually, a little bit like Steve Pearce, come back and be added to the roster.
Ball and a strike. And the first time tonight a leadoff man is on. Of course, with Chris Tillman on the mound, it pretty much takes away the running game. There's been just one attempt on him this year, and that base stealer was caught.
Yeah, neither of these pitchers you can steal on. Buehrle's won 4 Gold Gloves.
Runner goes, ground ball, diving stop by Davis, and he'll take the sure out at first.
So you can see what they're trying to do. You start the runner, open up a hole, and actually because you start the runner, Chris Davis comes off to cover the hole and makes a very nice play. Donaldson's trying to shoot it into right field, and then he makes the most prudent play you can make. Right there, nice little catch. He's thinking, oh, I can force the runner. Horrible angle. You're looking here in the third inning for outs, and this is what he'll do by making that play.
So the runner in scoring position for the first time in this game. Lineup turns over. Here's Ezekiel Carrera. And a bouncer knocked down by Tillman. He has time and gets it to first to get Carrera for the second out. Goins goes to third, but now with 2 men down. You can celebrate summer at Oriole Park by picking up the new Birdland Summer 6-pack. Pick any 6 games of your choice throughout the season and enjoy savings of up to 20% off the cost of single game tickets. Build the perfect plan for you with great rivalry games or popular promotions like the bobblehead dates, t-shirt nights, fireworks nights, and more. For all the details, just get online Orioles.com/6pack or call 888-848-BIRD.
So 287 is the team with runners in scoring position coming in. Toronto, number 5, Orioles 3, Twins with the best, followed by the Royals. But this is their best hitter with runners in scoring position at 368. One of those little moments in a game where you're not pitching as well as you'd like if you're Chris Tillman. I mean, his runner in scoring position number really is actually low for the ERA. It's only 233. But can you get Donaldson out?
Fastball right there, 1-1. Donaldson bounced out to Pierce at second base his first time up. He's got a 5-game hitting streak going.
He generates tremendous bat speed, and I was watching him hit in batting practice, and a lot of guys hit home runs, but he hits them to center and right center. Go straight away power.
Off the plate outside. When Donaldson was drafted, he played in college at Auburn. He was a catcher, and he was drafted by the Chicago Cubs. They then traded him to Oakland, where he has played the last several years until being traded to Toronto in November.
Yeah, similar mentality playing third, the hot corner. Oh,
look out. Look out.
It might have been
all the way into the stands. And
I'm trying to count the rows. Probably about maybe 12, 13 rows. Yeah. Fabulous changeup, Jim. Great fastball hitter. Fastball count 2-1. The one thing we noticed about Chris Tillman, he's being hurt on changeups, but it's more of the location. That one had great life, it had great movement, and that's why Donaldson was way out in front and ended up throwing his bat into the stand.
So then he gets a new bat and he's back up there.
But it also sets up the whole count for Chris Tillman because you have no idea what he's going to throw here.
Runner at third, 2 down, and the 2-2 is fouled off.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. When you look at changeups, the number has gone up, and the reason the number has gone up is because of location and the fact that he throws more than he did when he came back to the big leagues in 2012. It's become a staple for him.
Just outside. Wow, that was close.
No, 93, best fastball, and trying to hit the outside corner. And you can see about an inch and a half, maybe last night. A nice eye by Donaldson as he doesn't chase.
So 3-2 with Goins at third and 2 men down. And foul back.
That is one of those situations where when you come in and your record's 2-4 and your ERA is over 6 runs a game, you're not scoring a lot of runs. What you have a tendency to say, okay, I'm going to strike him out, I'm going to make the perfect pitch and not trust your stuff. And then you look on deck and you see Bautista, and with one swing, all of a sudden you go from a 0-0 game. If you walk Donaldson with one swing, maybe 3-0. So just throw a strike, make sure it's hopefully down. Good high ball hitter.
And a chopper to short. Hardy backs up to play the hop. The long throw, the scoop by Davis to get the out. Nicely done on both ends. And the Jays strand a runner at third. Mid-third at Camden Yards. No score. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by your local Mercedes dealership. And by PNC for the achiever in you. 2014 AL East champions. Here is Mark Buehrle, one of just 116 pitchers in big league history with at least 200 wins. And certainly an elite group of which Mr. Palmer is a member.
Yeah, 38th round back in 1998. And you know, you throw out 38th round, you go, well, that's maybe not Mike Piazza was in what 62nd or whatever
as a favorite.
But he was the 139th player chosen. Now that gives you a little bit more perspective of how down the list he was. And as we mentioned, he comes in at 203, 154 with an ERA of 384 for his career.
Hardy towards the middle. There's a base hit. So the first base runner for the Orioles as JJ gets on.
Yeah, you really have to stay inside the ball and use the middle of the field. And I mean, if you try to pull balls because he's going to cut it and attain speeds, you can see right there. There he are, 18 pitches to get 6 outs. A lot of fastballs, and then the off speeds, kind of cutters and changeups. And you know, he does have a slow curveball. Doesn't throw it a whole lot.
Travis Snider getting the start in left field tonight. He is very comfortable against left-handed pitching. And he takes upstairs. He is 5 for 9 in his career against Buehrle.
Yeah, left-handers came into the game hitting 390.
It's amazing that he's 4-2, and that run support you talked about, certainly a big part of that. Snyder bounces it foul, but he's averaging, Jim, 16.5 base runners per 9 innings. That's an awful lot for a guy who's 4-2.
Well, you can get away with it when you throw double play balls, when you field your position, when you can keep guys from running, and as we mentioned, you get early runs. I mean, to me, that's the key to the game. Tillman has to pitch well, but he has to stay close. And they haven't been able to do that in the 2 games against Mark Buehrle this year.
Well, here are the recent struggles for Buehrle.
Well, except if you talk to Mark Buehrle, who's been around the block so much in his 16th year, he'd say, yes, all these things. I mean, you look at the, almost 11 runs a game, but I'm coming off a game where I had lost 12 in a row to the Yankees, and I beat them, and I held them to 1 run.
Snyder, a high fly ball to right. Colabello waiting for it to come down. And he's got it for the out. I'm 1 away here in the Oriole third. Well, this weekend, the Orioles will take on the Angels, a 3-game series. And on Sunday, first 10,000 female fans 15 and over at the 135 game will receive an Orioles wristlet presented by PNC Bank. Good seats still remain for this rescheduled promotion, but they are going fast. So gather up your friends and family and come on out for a Sunday day game at Oriole Park. For your tickets, just get online, Orioles.com, or call 888-848-BIRD. Caleb Joseph.
Yeah, Caleb was talking down on the field. He said, he keeps throwing me that high cutter. I mean, it's around 80, 82 miles per hour. And he said, I keep popping it up. And I said, well, look for it. Right there. Except that was 81. And it went the other way.
Of active pitchers, there are just 4 with at least 200 wins. Buehrle with 203. As Caleb fouls it off. Sabathia has 209. He won his 209th last night. Bartolo Colon has 210. And Tim Hudson has 215. They have the most wins of all the active pitchers.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the numbers, and Buehrle's 36. Tommy John won 288 games. And he won 117 after he turned 36.
Well, when he got his new elbow.
Yes. Now, Mark Buehrle has never.
His elbow wasn't 36.
Yeah, Buehrle has never been on the disabled list.
He is pitching in his 493rd game tonight. His 468th start. So he is closing in on 500 appearances in the big leagues. Caleb fouls it back.
Well, just think about it. If he's won 203 games, as you mentioned, he's the model of consistency. He fields his position. I'm sure if he played the National League, and he didn't, he'd probably be able to hit a little bit because he's a good athlete.
Well, he had the 1 year with Miami.
Right. And then, so he'd figure it out. Of course, that was after 11 years with the White Sox where he never did hit.
Strike 3 called. Hits the outside corner.
Yeah, a little kind of a backdoor cutter. So you get a couple of pitches you think you can hit, and then again, he doesn't strike a whole lot of guys out. It just comes back, and then Russell Martin just brings it right. can see I think Caleb might have thought that ball's off the corner, but the velocity's not going to fool the home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman tonight.
Manny Machado, his second at bat, popped up to shortstop his first at bat.
But I guess going back to my point, if you're left-handed and you want to pitch in the big leagues, you go, okay, you know, you can throw around 85. You have to have a little bit of a breaking ball.
Ground ball, that is fair down the line. Heading towards third is Hardy. Digging it out is Carrera. Hardy will be held at third, and Machado pulls into second with a double. So a hard ground ball down the line. The Orioles have something going here with 2 men down.
Yeah, first time he got in on his fist, he popped it up. This time, I think maybe looking there. And boy, can you get the barrel of the bat to the ball? And Manny, as of late, has been able to do that.
So Hardy, who led off the inning with a single to third. Machado extends his hitting streak to 5 straight. And he's now been on base in 18 consecutive games. So 2 in scoring position for the Orioles' hottest hitter, and Jimmy Paredes. Jimmy cued one to the second baseman Tallis in his first at bat. Steve made a nice play on a barehanded pickup. Paredes 8 for 16 with runners in scoring position and swings through a changeup.
Yeah, real good one. Turned it over. This is a challenge for Jimmy Paredes because you don't see guys like Mark Burley very often. You can see that number 8 for 16 with runners in scoring position with the home run, 9 RBIs.
Paredes came in batting .363, but he does not yet have enough plate appearances to qualify for the league leaders. He was 10 plate appearances shy as he came in. Ground ball, base hit up the middle for Paredes. Here's Hardy to score. Here's Machado to score. Paredes comes through again, and it's 2-0 O's.
Yeah, if Mark Burley's no different than anybody else. We showed you all the high batting averages, righty and lefties, and ERA of over 6 runs a game. So if the pitches end up in the middle of the plate like this one, and you use the whole field, you stay back, and I'm sure Scott Coolbaugh was talking to the Oriole hitting instructor, say, hey, let's just be patient, let's use the field, let's not get out in front of everything. And that's exactly what Paredes did for a 2-run single.
11 consecutive games now the hitting streak extended to.
And the other thing is the 2-out base hit gets Adam Jones to the plate. And as you mentioned, hitting well over 500 against lefties.
Adam had his bat sawed in half, grounding out to Donaldson to end the first. So Paredes, 2 more RBIs. Jones deep and foul. Oh, he was right on that, but too far out in front. It's in the upper deck. Wow.
I once saw Davey Johnson before he was managing, obviously, when he was playing second base for us. He actually hit one out of old Yankee Stadium. Foul.
Really?
Yeah, over the third thing. I mean, hooked it way up there.
That is a long way up there from home plate. Almost hit Frank Robinson's number. And the 0-2 is too tight. Of the many reasons Adam has big numbers this year, he's batting .321 when he has 2 strikes on him. He has really learned how to bear down and shorten the stroke. Line foul. Last night, of course, he circled the bases, hitting one out for a big add-on run.
Yeah, it was. And the way the 9th inning went with Batista at the plate with a chance to tie, he would have been at the plate with a chance to put him ahead. He got a hanging slider off of Steve Delabar, and after he had rolled over some changeups and was able to give the Orioles their 5th run.
Paredes at first with 2 down. The draw throw. Of course, Adam ended that long home run drought with that blast. He had gone 72 at-bats without a home run. 6 on the year, of course, still leading the league in batting, 7th in RBIs, tied for 5th in base hits with his 41.
What did he tell me? You were there. He said, that's the way I would have done it off of you. And I said, I like you, Adam. If I was pitching against you, the way you play the game, I'd respect you. So I'd let you hit 1 or 2 a year to keep you happy.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, good take there.
And, yeah, it's amazing when you look at this deep into the season, he has struck out only 16 times. Tremendous improvement in that, making contact. You make contact, good things happen.
Well, we've seen that. I mean, the evolution of him being able to use the whole field when he gets the 2 strikes is.
Adam thought he had ball 4, started to go to first. Bruce Dreckman rings him up, and you see Adam, wow. So the pitch appeared to be outside. Dreckman gives the call to Burley, but the Orioles get the lead. We'll head to the 4th, 2-0 O's. And tonight, 3 innings, 9 outs on just 29 pitches.
We talked about it last night. Got rid of the bad hair. Said I'm going to be more aggressive. I know exactly what Dave Wallace, Oriole pitching coach, espouses. Hey, let's throw strike 1. That's what Jimenez did last night. Let's take our chances. Let's get into the middle innings with a reasonable pitch count and hope that your team scores you runs. I mean, that's been the formula for Chris.
Chop foul on the breaking ball.
I mean, he pitched 18 games. This is his second home start of the year. All his other starts have been on the road, and the one game was a Sunday afternoon game where he gave up 7 runs. But if you remember, there was a misplay by Travis Snyder.
Yep.
It kind of lost the ball. Was hit hard by Devin Travis. Went over his head for 3 runs.
And that was ruled an error by the official score here at Camden Yards. And then the Blue Jays somebody petitioned and they got it changed.
Well, he never really touched it. Apparently what happens is your agent could call.
Yeah.
And that's the way the workings go now. And I mean, he was hit hard. He didn't have his best stuff, but could at least stayed in the game.
Devin Travis hit that ball.
Yeah.
And he
had
ended up
4
with 3
RBIs, and he's not playing
Yeah.
tonight.
So Bautista, who popped up his first at bat, he is DHing.
Well, you're talking about the shoulder injury. He said, and it's his right shoulder, doesn't hurt him hitting.
But they're concerned that because of the violent cuts he takes, that it may slow the healing to be able to play the outfield.
But the one thing, I mean, here he is. He comes in, he's hitting .217, but his on-base percentage is .360 because of his ability to walk.
Fighting it off to stay alive at 0-2.
Yeah, this is the way you want to pitch to him, because very rarely when you get behind him does he chase, does he expand the zone. 0-2, a little different.
Bautista, back in 2004, played in 16 games with the O's.
No, call the pitch. Come on. I mean, the ball to Jones was about an inch outside. It's where you said where it goes over with the knees. It's not where you catch it. So that ball very close to being a strike. There's a changeup. So now Bautista back in the count.
Center field and deep. Long run for Jones. Long run for Snyder. Snyder gets there. Jones gets there. And he makes the catch. And a nice job by Snyder at the last moment to get out of the way of Adam Jones.
Yeah, you're going to defer to your center fielder, but you do it with still the ability to catch the ball. You can see Adam a step or two to right center, so he's off to the races. Snyder playing in left center. He's going to be an easy play for him, but he does defer to Adam.
There's Snyder, new to the Orioles, and he played in Pittsburgh with another real good cover center fielder in Andrew McCutchen, so he should be accustomed to a center fielder getting to just about everything. 1-0 on Encarnacion. The Blue Jays are 16-17. They have spent 28 days of this season within one game of 500. John Gibbons' team, they haven't been able to get on a roll and stay above as Encarnacion misses the fastball.
Yeah, well-intentioned swing. All you got to do is look at their earned run average at over 5 runs a game. Right there, the big hack at 2-0.
Upstairs with the breaking ball.
So now you get back into, this is what we kind of talked about at the beginning of the game. Now you're back into one of those fastball counts to a real good fastball hitter. Not only that, he's a home run threat.
Fouls it back. So they gave him a fastball, didn't get around on it.
Well, you see 93, and that's what you like from Chris Tillman. The ability to eventually get to 92, 93, but sometimes it takes him 2 or 3 innings. Still think it's a haircut himself.
And the 3-2 is fouled back, so he has the opposite Samson effect. You cut your hair and your command of your secondary pitches improves.
Well, I like it. I also want his command of his fastball to improve, because when you walk 18 and 33 innings, that's not the Chris Tillman we've seen over the last 2.5 seasons.
Encarnacion protecting on 3-2. Encarnacion 11 for 35 in May. This will be the 8th pitch he will see in this at-bat. Bautista also went deep in his at-bat.
That's how the pitch count gets up.
Well, Tillman, very much like Wei-Yin Chen, they are plagued by foul balls to prolong at-bats. And there are 2 theories of that. One is, well, the put-away pitches aren't where they should be. Buck Showalter's opinion is, well, he's got good stuff, and they just fight it off to see another pitch. And he lost it. He didn't know it was ball 4, so he'll go to first with 1 down.
Well, that's kind of a Manny Ramirez, where Manny, he never counted anything but the strikes.
Let's get a look at our PNC minor league report. Tyler Wilson down at AAA Norfolk last night, outstanding. 6 2/3, 2 runs on 7 hits. He walked 1, struck out 3. 4th quality start of the season for this promising right-hander.
Yeah, they think fondly of him.
Fondly?
Fondly. Had a great spring. Did the weighted ball like Zach Britton. Velocity went up. Throws strikes. Everything you want in a young pitcher.
And homegrown, and there's a strike taken by Russell Martin.
Put out of the University of Virginia, I believe.
That's correct. Drafted in the 10th round in 2011. Brandon Klein, who's at Bowie, was his college teammate at Virginia. So the Orioles have 2 from that Cavalier program in their minor leagues.
So the walk, that's been one of the things that has haunted Chris Tillman. Chris Encarnacion earned that one.
Martin flied out his first at bat. There's a strike. Of course, there was a lot of intrigue before the game because Mike Wright, another top prospect, scheduled to start today for AAA Norfolk, was suddenly and mysteriously scratched from his start, and Steve Johnson made the start. Mike Wright is in Norfolk in the dugout in uniform watching the game. So the intrigue and speculation is, what is the next move, and is Mike Wright heading here as Russell Martin slaps it to right field. Encarnacion thought about going to third, but wisely holds up. The Blue Jays, trailing by 2, have 2 on with 1 down. The Orioles are hosting the White Sox for a special single admission doubleheader on Thursday, May 28th. The games will start at 4:05. Tickets for the originally scheduled game on Monday, April 27th will be valid for that traditional tin bill. Additional tickets are available, but they won't last long. Enjoy 2 games for the price of 1 as you spend an exciting, affordable night at Oriole Park. For your tickets, Orioles.com/888-848. Encarnacion the second, Martin the first. There's Colabello, who's been red hot. And fouls it off, breaking ball.
13 for his last 22, or actually 4 his 32. That's how he get to 591. How's he in limited bats hit with runners in scoring position? He's hitting 750, 3 out of 4. So that'll work.
That will work.
Well, the other thing, I mean, you talked about high pitch counts and a lot of foul balls, is that both Wei-Yin Chen and Chris Tillman pitch or high ball pitchers. 4-seam Jimenez, he's a ground ball pitcher. You know, he came into last night. Ubaldo had put 57 balls in play, 43 on the ground. So only 14. So that's how you get double plays. You get simpler innings. Maybe the pitch count goes down. The Orioles, now that they're healthy, and they're back to having one of the better defenses.
Tillman would love a ground ball here. Strike on the corner.
Yeah, I think he might have thought it was high. And so the book on Colabello is he's a real good fastball hitter. Came up 27 RBIs in April. Broke Kirby Puckett's record in 2014 with the Twins, and then hurt his thumb. Got jammed by Grant Balfour, and the thumb was never the same last year.
Line drive and a base hit left field. Snyder in on it. Encarnacion being sent. Here's the throw. It is cut off, and they have in a rundown Russell Martin. Machado will flip to Pierce. Pierce will flip to Hardy, who tags him out. Going to second base is Colabello.
Yeah, not very good base running. Russell Martin, I mean, Colabello again, now he's 4 for 5, hitting lights out with runners in scoring position, gets a curve, hits softly. And I think Russell Martin's probably figuring, because Snyder really doesn't play this like he's going to have a play at home. And then Russell Martin says, I'll get myself caught in a run down, we'll score the run, but you do get the second out. And the only good news is that Colabello gets into scoring position and represents a tying run.
So the 1-out walk does score. Colabello with a RBI single. Here's Pilar. Lined out his first at bat.
And a little cutter slider that Chris Tillman is throwing more this season. Average fastball at 91.5. Percentage 63% for strikes, down a little bit from last year. That was a good one. To a good fastball hitter. Pilar had 3 quality at bats last night. And against the Orioles, what, 16 games over 300? Well, 308.
Tillman in his start against the Yankees, each time the Orioles scored, they scored in 3 separate innings. He allowed the Yankees to score in their very next at bat. And the exact same thing has just happened here. Swing and a miss. Wild swing by Pilar, and Tillman gets out of it without any further damage. So run on 2 hits and 1 left. Tillman gets a big strikeout to end it. Mid-4th at Camden Yards, 2-1 O's. Wrap up the series. Miguel Gonzalez will be on the mound against Aaron Sanchez. Our coverage on MASN 2 will begin at 6:30 with those extra presented by Southwest. And then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
So Sanchez, the hard-throwing youngster, Orioles beat him early on. Then he was able to beat Jimenez up in Toronto. Then Miguel Gonzalez coming off a game where he struggled against the Yankees. Usually his control exquisite. It wasn't up in Yankee Stadium. Now the other thing, the Orioles, they play the Mets twice and then they play the Yankees 4 times. The 2 teams with the best pitching in both leagues are the Mets and the Yankees. That's why you want to get out of New York.
Yes. Delman down 0-2. Line towards the middle. Softly hit. Tollison is there, and he's got it for the out. So another one that rides in on the fists, and Mark Buehrle gets an out, 1 away. He has retired the leadoff man in 3 of the 4 innings. So Buehrle making his 3rd start against the Orioles on the year, and he, much like Tillman, a lot of games early on within the division. Chris Davis flied out deep his first at bat, and he'll take ball 1.
Well, how about the start that Buehrle, he had 10 wins going into early June last year. Ended up 13-10.
Strike on the corner.
Yeah, I'm getting the feeling that Dreckman, at least for Mark Buehrle, he's got a strike zone he likes. To change up.
Martin, what are we calling it now? Presenting, not framing. Martin does a real good job of it. That strike that they called Adam out.
Well, he got it. That was a frame, Joe.
Right. And Davis down on strikes.
Well, the invisible ball.
Scotty McGregor, when he came up with the Orioles, that's the way he pitched Reggie.
Reggie Jackson could not hit Scotty McGregor. I mean, he hit him once, walk-off home run, and then when Scotty became a starter, he'd throw these pitches. And it's just a slider that kind of meanders into the middle of the plate, and Chris Davis swings right through it. It wasn't like it was down and away, but the speed fooled him.
Pierce right on that, but it's a loud foul.
Yeah, when Buehrle pitches and you get a lot of right-handers, you better bring your glove if you're sitting down the left field line, because everybody's going to be out in front. And then you're trying to wait and wait and wait. And
left field, Carrera's there. It hangs for him, and he's got it. So Buehrle with a bounce-back inning as the Orioles go 3 up and 3 down. Beautiful night at the ballpark, 2-1 O's. University College. Here's our UMUC moment in history. Back in 1884, National League game played at South End grounds. Umpire Van Court infuriates the visiting Detroit Wolverines. He calls their batter out when it is blatantly obvious Mike Hines, the Bean Eaters backstop, clearly did not catch the foul tip. How do they know that? Because the disputed strike 3 was stuck in the catcher's mask. He did not catch it. He caught it in his mask. 1910, After issuing a walk, Chief Bender, part Chippewa Indian, threw a 4-0 no-hitter at Shibe Park against Cleveland. The home plate umpire, Bill Dineen, threw a no-hitter as a player and then retired, became an umpire, and called the no-hitter as an umpire back in 1910. And in 1967, James Alvin Palmer pitched a one-hitter at Yankee Stadium. Bouncing towards the middle, that has eyes, and that's a base hit. So Ryan Goins gets on leading off. The only base hit allowed by Mr. Palmer on this day back in 1967, base hit by Horace Clark, that is listed here as a double. You dispute it was a single.
Well, I know it was a single up the middle to lead off the 7th inning. Jake Gibbs hit a double play ball, and I've thrown about 82. My next start, 3 pitches, 3 runs, and they sent me to the minors for about a year and a half. And then things straightened out. That was a ball that Chris Tillman usually catches, but he didn't. It's not the way you want to start the 5th inning with a catchable ball and a 1-run lead. Because Goins said they're not going to steal a lot of bases because this team doesn't steal a lot, but when they do steal, they're successful. Right. 21 out of 23.
Yeah, the 2 caught stealing, the fewest in the American League.
And again, as you mentioned, the amazing thing to me is Chris Tillman's 6'5", and his ability to, in years past, make quality pitches but also control the running game is, for a right-hander, tall right-hander, is unparalleled.
Orioles not expecting a bunt. Tolleson was going to swing away, and he takes a strike.
Yeah, my theory is when you have somebody that's going to run, and this is not the case because the way he holds them on, the more pitches you throw to Tolleson because he's up at the plate, the more chances they have to hit and run, advance the runner, steal a base. So that's when you have to really be aggressive early in the count. But again, it has to be on your terms. Make a good pitch. Maybe throw him a 2-seamer, maybe slide step. Because the one thing about Tillman, he holds runners so well, he doesn't really need to slide step, but the slide step actually ruins or changes the timing of the hitter if you work on it enough.
Long look at first, and the 0-1 is a called strike.
Yeah, that's the way you control the running game. You make the runner at first stop. You hold the ball. You get rid of it quicker. You have a very good throwing catcher in Caleb Joseph. Last year threw out 40% of the runners that tried to steal. And when you get 0-2, I'm not sure John Gibbons is really going to start going because of the count.
A little bit low with a breaking ball.
I mean, that is a really good curveball, and a lot of credit to Steve Tolleson to take it. I mean, that's usually a strike 3 swing through curveball. But for some reason, either they're picking it up
or he was fooled by it.
Yeah, yeah, well, that's another.
And he got him. Peel the first. He went. That's a big out for Tillman. 1 away.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those. He got Pilar out when he just gets ahead and then pulls it off the outside corner. You can see Tolleson's bat way out in front of home plate. So there is your strikeout.
So 1 down with Goins still at first. Tillman now going to work on Ezekiel Carrera, who drove in both Blue Jays run last night with doubles.
He did it on fastball. So Tillman popped him up with a good one and then went to the changeup the second time up.
Well, shows bunt and it hit him. So the first batter Tillman has hit on the year. Fastball got away, and Carrera down to first.
Yeah, Chris Tillman is way over on the third base side, so for him to get into a lefty, you can see this ball cut. It's a long way. So sometimes you just overspin. I mean, instead of throwing over your front side, you a little bit more like a merry-go-round, and then the ball could get inside in a hurry. That's exactly what happened. So a walk last inning, and now the hit batters puts Tillman in trouble.
And Josh Donaldson up. Foul off the shin guard of Caleb Joseph. Blue Jays are 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position in the game. The one, Colabello got the base hit to get Encarnacion in, but Russell Martin ran into an out. Donaldson has grounded out twice. A foul.
Yeah, very hittable cutter. Fell high in the middle of the plate.
Did the bat hit Caleb there? Oh, the ball.
No, the ball hit him right off the top of the mask, and you could see Donaldson looking for home run number 8.
Donaldson asking Caleb, "Are you okay?" It's good sportsmanship. Sorry, I just hit you in the head with a foul ball, but are you okay? 0-2 is popped up, shallow left center. Snyder can't see it. Adam Jones sees it, and Adams has it. So Adam bailing out Snyder, who lost it in the twilight. That could have been a disaster, but Adams there for the out and 2 away. Hey, O's fans, can't make it to the yard? Well, Masson's got you covered. Follow at Masson Orioles on Instagram for sights around the ballpark, behind-the-scenes moments, exclusive contests, and so much more. Again, search at Masson Orioles on Instagram.
Oh, the veteran leadership, because you never ever. I mean, we got a few clouds, but when the game started, real high sky. And as you get to dusk, balls do go up. Sometimes you just don't see them.
Inside corner call, strike on Bautista. Well, the lights are beginning to take effect, but there's still plenty of blue sky overhead.
I learned that Kurt Blefary played left field when I broke in at 65, and playing the Royals and somebody, or at the Kansas City Athletics, and somebody popped one up, and Aparicio caught it on the warning track in left field because he never gave up. And Louis was the shortstop. Just kept going over his shoulder. Looked like Willie Mays in the '54 World Series. Off the bat of Vic Wertz. So you just can't ever assume anything at this time of night. Like playing indoors, you know, at the Trop.
Now, what's stunning about that story is that a shortstop would even have the presence of mind to follow a ball that clearly was going to an outfielder. Bautista didn't like the first called strike. He liked that one even less.
Well, the first curveball, I think, was inside, and that one he wanted to be called a ball. We saw it all last night. Jimenez used to, instead of not getting that low pitch, they wanted that to be called a ball, and it was called a strike all night.
1-2, 2 on and 2 out. Fouled off to the right.
Yeah, big swing on a changeup. We saw Donaldson do the same thing. It's almost like, I mean, we talked about the fact that the home run, at least the frequency of home runs on his changeup, it's almost like maybe he's doing something that the league might know on the changeup. Yeah, maybe the arm's a little bit slower.
Another 1-2 pitch to Bautista. Left field, back on it is Snyder, and reaches up, and he made the catch. He just took a home run away from Bautista. Travis Snyder stuck with it and made the grab just as it was about to sail out. So the Blue Jays threaten they do not score, stranded 2, mid-5th. The Orioles holding on to a 2-1 lead. Play fantasy baseball for free at DraftKings.com. Just enter the promo code TRIPLEPLAY for your free entry. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. Mr. Burley beat the countdown clock yet again. 0-1 on Hardy.
I think he warms up in the runway. Well, the emotional roller coaster of being a starting pitcher, you're about a foot away from having a lead. And now you got to be able to get Hardy, who led it off for the Orioles when they scored their 2 runs with a base hit up the middle. Yeah, off the bat, that ball looked like it might get out of here. And then right there, the ball knee high, doesn't get the call. Good hitting count for J.J. Hardy.
And again, out in front, loud foul down the line. So Wayne Kirby waiting for Travis Snyder as he came off the field. Exactly how I taught you to catch those balls. Hardy, right center field, not that deep. Center fielder's calling.
Oh.
And cutting in front is Colabello.
Yeah.
Colabella's one. Hey, Mr. Pilar, ball's coming back to me.
Well, he comes scurrying over because he can't go get him. And I mean, he started in left field, and Pompey was their center fielder. But the tall guy gets it. I asked Chris, I said, you also play first. He said, I'm a better first baseman than I am a right fielder. But the way he's hitting with a couple of hits again tonight, does it really matter? I just want to get him in the lineup.
Travis Snyder now.
Yeah, I think Wayne Kirby was kind of joking about the fact that Snyder didn't see the ball right before that.
Right.
And then made a nice, in fact, a fabulous play.
Cued out in front of the plate. Russell Martin picks it up and fires and gets it there just in time for the out. So 2 men down. Another Oriole batter sawed off. Well, this past February, the Orioles served as the mission engagement chair of the American Heart Association's 2015 Baltimore Heart Ball. Together, the Orioles and the event chair SunTrust helped to raise more than $679,000 for cardiovascular disease research, education programs, and advocacy efforts. To learn more about the event or how you can help and do your part to help fight heart disease, visit Orioles.com/AHA. Six in a row retired by Burley since the single by Paredes gave the Orioles the lead. 1-1 on Caleb. Burley has struck out 3, has not walked a batter. Came in with the highest batting average against in the American League at .371. Averaging 14.5 base hits for every 9 innings he pitched.
Well, he went through 2 games where he gave up, 13 runs, 24 hits, and about 10 innings.
Popped up. Shallow left. Out is Goins, in is Carrera. And Carrera sees it. He has it for the out. The Orioles go very quickly and quietly. 3 up, 3 down. We're through 5 at Camden Yards. Tillman back to work with a lead. At 2-1, and welcome into the booth, Jim Hunter and Jim Palmer. Each pitcher tested, but each pitcher getting big outs to get out of innings.
Chris Tillman pitching a lot better, but the one walk did come back. Encarnacion had, I think, what, a 10 pitch at bat, and he ends up walking, but Russell Martin does, because he thinks that Encarnacion is going to get thrown out, get an extra out. Tillman gets out of problems, and again, it's one of those games where last year he was so consistent here at Camden Yards. He pitched 18 games, never gave up over 3 runs. Tonight, that's what he might have to do. Just keep him right in the same neighborhood with only 1 run here going into the 6th inning.
What do you think of his command so far here tonight? He's been battling it, and he starts coming in.
Well, much better. And that's what you do. If you look at him last year, he was 5-5 with a 2.54 ERA, which is an incredible number to pitch in Camden Yards. 18 starts.
High fly ball to right field. That ball has some carry off the bat of Encarnacion. Back it goes, and it is gone, and we are tied.
Yeah, and there goes the right elbow up. That's just a high cutter with Camden Yards to a guy that last year blew out the quad last year, and he hit 16 home runs in the month of May. This guy is a power hitter. Look, it's just a floating breaking ball, and again, his strength is anywhere in the ballpark. He just flies out into the right field seats. The big fly ties it up. So there's your command. That just wasn't a good pitch, and that's what happens when you. Doesn't mean you can't pitch. It's just what happens when you make those kind of pitches to good hitters.
Russell Martin fouls it back, so the game back even at 2.
And the one thing about Toronto, the reason they have a lot of guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Even Martin with 7 home runs. Encarnacion, that was number 6. Donaldson, Devin Travis not playing tonight, has 7. And then they have the speed when John Gibbons, the skipper, wants to use it.
6th home run allowed by Chris Tillman. And he hits Martin. So the pitch gets away from second hit batter in the game.
Oh, you asked me the question about the command. That ball just maybe 10, 12 inches inside, and Martin gets hit with the best of them right off the protective part of that left arm. Well, there's your go-ahead run.
And nobody out. Colabello is batting .609. He's got a multi-hit game.
That's a high school number. .609.
Swings through the fastball, 0-1. Colabello with 2 hits tonight, now has 3 consecutive multi-hit games.
Yeah, I ran into him in the hallway, and he said, I can hit home runs, but I don't try to hit home runs. He said, when I played in the Can-Am League, you talked about it, played for the Worcester Tornadoes and the Britain, another one of the independent leagues. He said, I was a pull hitter, not anymore. And he said part of it was the fact that I played Minnesota with that big ballpark.
Right.
And he said, they go, well, maybe you should become a pull hitter. He said, but we already did that. That's why I was in the independent league. So now, at least in the games that I've seen him play, got 4 hits against Sabathia and the Yankees. They were all up the middle, unless you speed it up with a breaking ball. And there's a good curveball. So the book on him, and you get into this count right here at 1-2, that he's a better fastball hitter than breaking ball, but he did drive in the run on a curveball, but not that curveball. It stayed down and in, and he hit it into left field. So it doesn't mean you can't throw him another one. You just can't leave it on the inside part of the plate.
Well, Tillman ahead 1-2. And he got him. Big out for Tillman. Picks up his 3rd K. Colabello, a hot hitter, retired, 1 away.
Well, if you could bottle this pitch, 93 on the outside corner, get ahead and just bury your fastball. Perfect pitch. You see him pull down, great late life, right on the corner, foul tip right into the glove. Nicely held by Caleb Joseph.
So now a double play could get him out of the inning. Although Pilar is tough to double up, he has very good speed. Breaking ball a little high.
Yeah, it would have to be a high chopper pretty much up the middle. Hardy can catch at shortstop and tag the bag.
Well, Pilar has bounced into 3 double plays.
High choppers up the middle.
I guess so, yeah. 6-6-3 variety. 1-1.
Well, you made the point. I just see a lot better finish to Chris Tillman's pitches. And a perfect example is that changeup. We've seen a lot of changeups that maybe over the first 6 starts have stayed up in the zone, but that one again, Dave Wall's looking on, likes the way you get over your front side and the ball has late life.
Ground ball towards third. Manny to Pierce. Back to first. Double play. How about that? Tillman got it done. And how about the pivot by Pierce at second base? He hung in there with Martin bearing down on him, and the double play ends the inning. Fans enjoying the game here tonight. Blue Jays tie it at 2 with the home run by Edwin Encarnacion. So the Orioles come to bat here against Mark Burley, who has retired 7 consecutive batters since the Paredes 2-run single. He has thrown 14 of 18 first pitch strikes, make that 15 of 19 as Manny takes.
And there's the first curveball. And what does he do? Throws it for a strike.
Manny doubled to put runners at second and third in the third, extending his hitting streak to 5 in a row. His 6th double of the year.
Yeah, the amazing thing when you look at the numbers of Burley and Tillman, ERA is over 6 runs a game, but the runner in scoring position numbers are in the 220s and 230s.
That's softly hit, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Ezekiel Carrera over to try to cut it off and can't do it. And Machado's going to have a double.
Yeah, he was going to get a double anyway because he had to go to his right, and then he would have had to do a 180. So pop up the first time, and then the next 2 ensuing at bats, doubles, one over the bag, and right here able to just really kind of serve it into, yeah.
Oops. So the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Well, we saw Paredes fake a bunt last night, fake a bunt tonight, and of course he'll try to get him in with Adam Jones. I mean, you certainly want to get him over.
Well, he's shown from this side of the plate he can go to right field. I asked him during BP as a switch hitter when he was young growing up, was he right-handed? And he said, yeah, he had to learn how to hit left-handed to become a switch hitter.
And of course, even though they're playing way up the middle, Burley's going to try to get him to hit something to the left side. They're just trying to stay inside. And they've done it every year, but the Orioles, I mean, the on-base percentage higher. And you can see, as we mentioned, really hitting well with scoring runners in scoring position, 9 for 17. But Scott Coolbaugh will say, runner on second, get him over. And that's really what you're trying to do here. I mean, you want to have a quality at bat. And you said he can't hit the ball to right field. And you could see right there, Burley just throwing the ball in on his fist, so it's very hard to do that. Especially when it's maybe 3-4 inches off the inside corner.
Liam Hendricks now beginning to get loose. And Machado the go-ahead run at second base here in the 6th. Brady's 1-2. And he fights it off to stay alive.
Yeah, that was not a get him over swing. He left earth.
Paredes has 3 consecutive multi-hit games. A base hit here would give him a 4th. He also now has base hits in 18 of the 20 games he has played in. What a find. Good take. You think about Paredes with the Orioles, Jim. Dan Duquette liked him so much. Last year he had to acquire him twice. He acquired him in the offseason, then lost him on waivers to Kansas City. Then went back to Kansas City and acquired him in a trade. And he goes down on strikes. So Mark Burley gets a big out. Paredes can't advance the runner. And 1 down on the strikeout.
Yeah, real good pitch. Martin moves in. The ball's in. Little cutter. And he executes location perfectly. He gets Jimmy to swim over it.
Here's Adam Jones, who grounded out on a broken bat in the 1st. Nice play by Donaldson.
They're going to walk him.
Well, this will set up the chance for a double play. We'll see how Delman Young.
Well, yeah, Burley's been able to get in on Delman Young twice and get the ball hit very softly. So you got a veteran pitcher. You got a guy that was hitting over 500 against lefties. And then again, Jonesy came in hitting against Burley at 432. So this is for John Gibbons. I mean, this is pretty kind of cut and dry. And then you look at the numbers, even though Chris Young came in at 393. Not the case tonight. He was 22. A lot of it bats. 22 for 56. But tonight, so far, Mark Burley's been able to get in on his fist.
So Delman with a chance, 2 on and 1 out in this tie game. Swings through it 0-1.
Yeah, I'm sure Delman's saying, I don't want to swing at that pitch. I don't want to swing at that pitch. Oh, I just swung at that pitch.
He is 10 for 23 with runners in scoring position on the year. A lot of opportunities.
And there's outside corner. So up and in, down and away. I mean, veteran pitcher at age 36, trying to make his pitches.
Bouncer towards second. Tollison, second for 1, back to first, and a double play to end the inning. So the strategy works for Toronto as they walk a hot hitter in Adam Jones to set up the double play chance, and Delman Young bounces into the 4-6-3. So 1 left. We'll head to the 7th in a 2-2 game.
straight. And then nice play by Travis Snyder robs Batista of a 3-run home run, and then 2-1. Encarnacion and walked and scored the first run. Homers to right center field to tie it up. And those are your Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
So here we go to the 7th. Ryan Goins will lead off. He is leading off for a 3rd time in the game, and he's in the number 8 spot.
And he's reached both times. Bunted his way on the first time, ground ball up the middle. And the average all the way from 219 into the 240s.
This is trouble if it's fair. Snyder over, won't get it. In for another base hit. Goins thought about going a second, but puts on the brakes. So he is on for a 3rd time. 3 for 3 is Ryan Goins.
Yeah, the best offense in the American League, and this would be the guy you'd circle, say, I need to get him out. And he's 3 for 3 tonight. The bunt, routine ground ball up the middle. Tillman couldn't get the glove on it, and then right here gets jammed and fights one off into left field.
So the leadoff man on in this tie game here is Justin Smoke coming off the bench. And bat for Tollison.
Yeah, Smoke 2 for 10 off of Chris Tillman. This is just John Gibbons. 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox. Lost last night. Wants to get back to 500. They will put the shift on. We saw him last night. Hit balls hard, but right into the shift.
Smoke started in the game last night, and he took an 0 for 3. Big moment in this game as Burley has settled in and got a big double play ball to end the 6th with a go-ahead run at second base, leading off in the inning. Bouncer towards first. Davis goes to second out there, back to first, and it's beyond the glove of Tillman. And the ball went into the Orioles dugout, so Smoke will be awarded second base.
Yeah, Tillman getting over there. So right here, I mean, here's the snap throw. There's your first out, Manny. Again, he just kind of drops his arm, so it tails just a little bit, and Tillman 6'5" can't get it. That I would imagine be an error on Machado.
So Smoke will head to the bench. Devin Travis will pinch run, faster runner, and he'll take over at second base defensively.
Oh yeah, this is the Orioles. I mean, this is a just goes by the shoulder of Smoke. Easy double play if you execute, and the bad throw allows them to get the go-ahead run down to second base.
And that is an error on Manny, his 8th on the year, and it's the Orioles' 12th throwing error of their now 20 errors on the year. And a strike taken by Ezekiel Carrera. So not only don't they turn the double play by the errant throw, they go ahead run now in scoring position. Bobby Dickerson, the infield coach, talking with the skipper. And Devin Travis, key man for Tillman. That's the go-ahead run. And foul back.
Well, once the count allows him to maybe pitch Carrera a little differently than they did last night, where he got the 2 doubles.
One and 2 the count.
Yeah, Hardy right behind Travis to try to cut down the lead. And
upstairs, check swing. They go to third. He did not go. Gambolino said he checked.
Yeah, you know, you can see him trying to climb the ladder and maybe get the swing. Ooh, more of a swing than I thought.
With 2 and 2. And he got him that time. Foul tip held by Caleb Joseph, and there's the second out.
Yeah, downward playing by Chris Tillman. And a nice late life, 92. You could see him just back spin it. Again, another little foul tip. That's what movement allows you to get sometimes. Hard to center. Everybody you talk to when Chris Tillman is on his game, they go, boy, it looks like it's hittable, but there's just that little something in his windup that pitches you think you're going to hit, you don't.
He's not out of it yet. Here's Donaldson outside. Toronto's now 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position in this game. There's Osuna getting loose. Young right-hander. Just off the plate.
Yeah, at that time of the game where you decide who you want to pitch to. You know, Donaldson with less at bats than Bautista, who's on deck. And Bautista 267 hitter with a couple of home runs, and Donaldson came in at 385. Just cannot give in. Make your pitch. If you walk him, you walk him. And it looks like that's what he's trying to do. And you certainly cannot assume that he's not swinging here.
Tommy Hunter now getting loose. He just did get up. 3-0 on Donaldson with Bautista on deck. And a chopper towards the middle, and that gets on through for a base hit. And here's the go-ahead run to score. The error costly for the Orioles in this inning as the pinch runner Travis scores and the Blue Jays have the lead.
Yeah, you just have to assume that the way as hot as he is over his last 25, 26 games, and throws him a fastball, and he's looking for it, and then he gets lucky. Just chops it up the middle, and infield maybe looks a little faster than years past. We saw the ball last night. Pilar bounced it into left field. Don't see that very often. So there is Travis with the go-ahead run.
And here's Bautista as the inning is extended. Boy, what a turnaround in that inning. Instead of 2 outs and nobody on, the error allows the go-ahead run to get in the scoring position, then a 2-out RBI single.
Well, we always talk about how shifts supposedly save runs and whatever, but it does put people in. You know, Manny played shortstop. He's not playing third. He was really playing shortstop there, and then he just didn't make a good throw. Because if he makes a good throw, it's an easy out. Tillman was easily there. Got it, dropped his arm a little bit, ball tailed, and that's pretty much the tail of this inning. And it's not over, unfortunately, because you're right into the heart of their lineup.
And bounce foul.
Good curveball there. And this is where we've seen Chris Tillman. You know, he has an edge to him. You can see right now, pitch count at 100. But if you've been out there, you know that you need to get out of this inning to give yourself a chance to win, and the team. So you didn't want to give up the run. Yeah, probably going to be unearned, but get Bautista out and take your chances.
And the 1-2 in the dirt. Nice block by Caleb. And Manny, Jim, now with 8 errors on the year, and 6 of the 8 errors are throwing errors.
Well, he almost the Bautista ball to end the game. He bounced it. Chris Davis made a great play.
Two and 2 on Bautista. Runner on and 2 down. Deep to left center field. Way back that one goes. And that ball is on the ground and bouncing over into the bullpen for a ground rule double. And that will temporarily hurt the Jays and help the Orioles.
Yeah, that saves him a run. Donaldson will have to go back to third. Ground rule double.
And that will do it for Chris Tillman, who deserved a better fate in this inning. Here comes Buck. So the Jays have a 1-run lead. They have 2 in scoring position with 2 down, and Hunter coming on for Tillman.
Usually will pitch pretty well in the air right here in the 7th inning. Well, better command, better stuff tonight. Not a lot of run support, only 2 runs. As Mark Burley has held the Orioles through 6 innings to 2 runs, so he'll leave the AT&T call to the bullpen. Our AT&T proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles, AT&T mobilizing your world. Tommy Hunter comes on, 1 earned run in his last 9 appearances. Who do you want to pitch to? First base open, and this is why this lineup is so good. Russell Martin waiting on deck. So fastball and breaking ball. And the ability to throw in the mid-90s. Early on struggled because he got the ball up, and lately he's been able to get it down.
And it gets away from Joseph, and here comes another run.
Yeah, must have crossed him up. You know, man on second, you change your signs, and you would assume they're going to have a little conversation. I mean, he's looking for a breaking ball, and it's a fastball. So there's a cross up, but they don't talk. So I really don't see that very often where you just box one. I mean, it looked like he thought the ball was going to break down and away, and it was a fastball that just hit him on the wrist.
So the error has hurt. The pass ball charged has hurt. Batista's at third, and it's 2-0 on Encarnacion. And then he gets a fastball by him at 98.
Nice late life.
Orioles bullpen last 11 games combined ERA 1.27. So certainly pitching much better. A little bit low.
Yeah, this inning's all about the extra out. You know, the inability to turn the double play, and you know it happens. And to their credit, they took advantage of it.
This ball's trouble, slicing towards the corner, and it's gone. It carries out onto the flag court. There's a 2-run home run for Encarnacion. And it's a 4-run inning and a 6-2 Toronto lead.
Now, you don't want to be able to play slow pitch softball with these guys because they do lead the league. And I mean, this ball's down and away, but because of the count, 3-1, he's looking fastball. He was late on a 2-0 fastball. And then you see why this guy last year was on his way to leading the American League in home runs until he got hurt.
So a 2-home run, 3 RBI night for Encarnacion. So Hunter allows both inherited runners to score plus one of his own.
16 home runs in the month of May in 2014, 3
now in the month of May.
And second time this year he's had a multi-home run game. 1-1 on Russell Martin. The Orioles have now been out hit in this game 10-4. And a strike taken. One and two the count. There's a line drive over the head of Davis in the right field. Softly hit. He couldn't have placed it any better. So Russell Martin gets his second hit.
And not only the second hit, but it's his second hit to right field. You can see, I mean, that's a definite stay inside the ball. Don't try to pull it. If he did, he would have shattered his bat. And he's going to smile about it because it wasn't hit well, but the approach. I mean, Russell Martin, he had some really good years when the Orioles saw him when he played for the Yankees, but he's a much better player now. And that's why they signed him a long-term deal in Toronto.
So the Orioles trail by 4. Here's the 8th batter in this inning, Chris Colabello. 5 of the 6 runs will be charged to Tillman, but only 2 will be earned. It's a fastball by Colabello, 0-1.
Well, can you assume the double play?
Well, the error allowed the runner to advance a base.
Right, but then there haven't been any outs. So how can you have any run be unearned? Not that it really matters.
Oh, that's a good point. There's a throw to second, and finally the inning is over. Let's get a look at our Mazda duo for the O's as the O's come to bat down by 4. Davis, Pierce, and Hardy.
Trouble, got the double play in the 6th inning, so a lot of strikes. I mean, look at the strike to ball ratio. And now it's time for our Jiffy Lube pitching change. It's time for a little relief for your car too. Visit Jiffy Lube for regular oil changes and help prevent damage and wear to your engine. Jiffy Lube. Drive in today. Roberto Osuna came in last night. Boy, does he got good stuff. Tommy John, what, a couple of years ago? And then back, throwing 94. Nice little slider changeup. And you can see right there, a strikeout per inning and able to both get righties and lefties out. Yet to have a ball leave the ballpark.
Devin Travis now at second base, although he's out there in shallow right field. A shift against Chris Davis. Orioles now down by 4 runs. And all those runs were earned I misspoke. You cannot assume a double play, and even though there was a extra base awarded, because you can't assume a double play, it makes all those runs earned on Tillman. Foul out of play, 1-1 the count.
It's funny when you go back and look at what the Orioles were able to do last year, 2012, 13. Usually you do assume a double play. You can't do it in the scoring rules, but the level of defense, not to where they want it to be collectively.
And that bounces in there. So the Orioles need base runners. This seventh inning, they still have 9 outs to play with. Outside, ball 3. Good at bat here for Chris Davis.
Well, he ought to be taken. I don't know if he will be. I mean, you're looking, you talk about it all the time, and home run guy, but if you walk, it's not about your run, it's about getting 4.
And he bounces it right into the shift. There's Travis. And Davis retired and 1 away. You can follow the Orioles all season with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is the up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or your tablet. TJ McFarland now getting loose. And Pierce fouls it back. The Blue Jays in that shift with Chris Davis up. They simply don't believe that he'll ever bunt, so they go into the shift immediately. And he hit the ball hard, but he hit it right into the shift. They leave Donaldson over there at shortstop, and he was deep. So Chris, as happened to him last night, he hit it very sharply, and Travis made a real nice play last night on him. But that one hit right to him. 1-1 on Pierce, who's 0 for 2. Osuna in the game last night. Had a 3-up, 3-down, 8th inning.
Yeah, born in Cuba, but now lives in Mexico. And only 20, as you were talking about last night. I mean, really,
back again.
He's got plus stuff. I like Dean Albany, Orioles scout. He said, when you're out scouting, this is the type of guy you're looking for. That's the kind of arm he has. And at least took through the minor leagues. Tommy John at the end of 2013 and limited innings last year. He's at least been able to throw strikes. In the 96. And it looks real easy.
Martin says he held on to that.
It was hard to tell. Everything went. I mean, the mask came off. So here's that. If this is a fastball and good life, and right here, it's the mask. Yeah, there we go.
It happened. Yeah. How about that?
I caught my mask. He's out. Or maybe I didn't catch my mask.
Where is Mike Hines of the Bean Eaters? It just happened to Russell Martin.
But Steve Pierce wasn't called out.
Right.
That's the difference. What year was that? 18 what?
It was 18. Look out. 1884. So Mr. Hines may no longer be among us.
No.
Or his mask.
Can I see that?
2-2 on Pierce, trying to get on here against Osuna. Outside, ball 3. And Pierce working here, about to see the 8th pitch in this at bat. And the 3-2 fouls it off. Pierce really battling. 0 for 2 tonight. He has just 3 hits in his last 22 at bats. He's just not found the stroke. Had a real good opening series at Tampa when the season began, and
then totally lost at the plate. Couldn't do the drills. He said, you know, your mechanics become so, awry. And there's strike 3, 97 up and away. That you're so worried you can't get your stride down. You don't know where the ball is. You can't worry about counts because. And then right here, this is 97 on the corner. He was hoping to be outside, and talked about Martin just kind of keeping it there. It might have been a little bit off the corner.
Looked like it was.
Yeah, he caught it just a shade outside.
Well, 2 down. Here's Hardy. The Orioles have not scored since the 3rd inning. They left Paredes on in that inning. They left Machado stranded at second base in the 6th inning. Quickly 0-2 on the foul ball. Tommy Hunter allowed the home run to Encarnacion. Also 2 inherited runners scored.
Well, their bullpen, we mentioned it last night. If you were with us, Pete Walker, the pitching coach, saying things are settling down. Brett Cecil, had some arm shoulder problems, so he started out slowly. Osuna certainly gives them a power arm.
Popped up shallow right. There's Travis, and a foul ground. He makes the catch. So Osuna comes in and has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll head to the 8th. Buck and the Birds down by 4.
Leadoff base hit, chance to turn 2, and then the errant throw by Machado. So again, you practice this all spring, and then the throw just tails enough. As it turns out, Donaldson will get a hit to put him ahead, and then Batista double home run by Encarnacion off of Hunter. Martin gets another single at the end of the time. So the 12th error, a throwing error by the Orioles, and that is your T-Mobile game changer. It's a harsh game sometimes, and T.J. McFarland sent out because of roster problems, goes down to AAA Norfolk, comes in first relief appearance, 3 scoreless innings up in New York for the Orioles. And they really like him because he can get lefties and righties out. He's not a dominant guy, but he's able to throw the ground ball. And when you throw ground balls, you get double plays. Former Rule 5 guy that they drafted him 3 years ago, and he was a starting pitcher at AA out of the Cleveland organization, and also at AAA. Won 16 games.
Look out, line foul. Pilar is the only Blue Jay that did not bat in the 7th inning.
Well, you kind of saw what they're about. You know, if you give them a little bit of an edge, and that's what the extra out did. And all of a sudden, they can run right through the little crack in the door because of their offense. And how about Mark Burley? I think you have him on the ropes. You know, Delman Young, who had 390 hitter off him lifetime, but he gets him hit into a double play. They turn it. They turn the double play. The Orioles didn't, and they add another 3 runs after, or 4 runs in the next inning. Encarnacion, great night, couple of home runs.
Bounce towards third, foul. Pilar is 0 for 3, including bouncing into a 5-4-3 double play. Close pitch. Pilar got that call.
Yeah, great effort right there. Just run that 2-seamer down at the kneecaps and hope to hit the inside corner. And Dreckman called it low.
One and two on Pilar. Line to left field, a base hit. He got an off-speed pitch, and it was up in the zone. And despite being down on the count 1 and 2, he's got a single. He is 1 out of 4. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. That fan was happy. Here's Ryan Goins, 3 for 3 with 3 singles.
Yeah, bunt. Push one down the third base line, and then he singled up the middle and dumped one into left field.
And he showed bunt there. The 3 hits a season high for Ryan Goins, who came in batting .219.
Yeah, 188 hitter last year. Just looked like he was a little bit lost. Brooks Jacoby suspended because of the altercation up in Boston, but in spring training just said, hey, just trying to build the confidence and have a game plan on what you want to do as a young hitter.
He is 27 years old, out of Round Rock, Texas, where there's a AAA team.
Yeah, at the Dell.
Texas Rangers.
The ballpark was built by Michael Dell, the Dell Computer. That's what they call it. Beautiful ballpark. You ever been to Austin? Round Rock is right up there.
Yeah, no,
right
I've never been to Austin. I've heard good things about it.
Great barbecue, among other things.
And almost caught by Manny, and it's a foul ball. Fortunately so. Great effort there by Machado.
Yeah, John Gibbons is going to come out, but he's trying to get out of the way of this ball, and he's still able to bunt it. And I think John Gibbons is saying, well, did he touch it? No, he didn't. And the ball, it's foul.
Dan Bellino was right on it.
Well, look, I mean, the ball lands foul, and it stays foul. Didn't touch it. It's spinning, but doesn't even go close to the bag. John Gibbons ambles out, ambles back in. What you do when you're from San Antonio.
He wears number 5, but he never wears his jersey.
We know that for a fact.
We do. Slow roller Davis. High and into left field. Pilar's heading to third, and another throwing error by the Orioles.
Yeah, Chris Davis gets to it quickly, and I think he's going, okay, I'm going to make a throw, and then because of the speed factor, Pilar can really run. I mean, watch him get down there and right here. And I think he just had trouble getting the ball out of the glove. And when he does, you know, we saw Manny Machado drop his arm. Watch him kind of can't get it out there, and then he just kind of holds on to it. And the angle, the farther or the longer you wait, the worse the angle because of the speed of Pilar.
So first and third, and nobody out. And Devin Travis getting his first at bat. Going to be out of play down the right side. Travis took an 0 for 4 in last night's game.
Yeah, one of those games where, I mean, you're 2-2 going into the 7th, and then you play sloppy baseball. And to their credit, they take advantage of it.
Blue Jays also have 12 hits in this game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They take advantage of it. You give them a little bit of an opening.
And Buck looking on from the bench. Bounce towards Hardy. Play will be at the plate. Good throw. Gets away. And Pilar is safe, going to third. And sliding in safely is Goins.
Well, this is what the scoreboard at speed does. And because Pilar can really run, if you're J.J. Hardy, you get to it quickly. You got to understand, they missed so much time. This is like the middle of spring training. So he comes in, you could see him playing halfway, short hop, and then he bounces it. And very tough play for Caleb Joseph. If the throw is a good one. It's kind of the theme song of tonight. Good throw, he's out, but he bounces it. A very difficult play that Joseph couldn't make.
Fielder's choice E6 on Hardy, so JJ's first error of the year and the third throwing error in this game by the Orioles. It's now 7-2. Here's Carrera. Inside for ball one. Infield still in. Orioles now down by 5 runs. Bobby Dickerson had him out there working today.
Well, that's great, except that the game is real time. It's such a black and white game. If you make plays, you know, good things happen, and if you don't, bad things happen. And there's your 8th run.
Well, Caleb Joseph already has 1 pass ball.
Well, this ball bounces.
Let's see where this is.
Easy to lose your focus in a game like this. And again, he just tries to backhand it. I think if he probably tell you tomorrow I should have just got down and smothered it, and he doesn't.
So it is 8-2.
And Toronto says thank you very much. I'm trying to get back to 500. They win tonight. They'll be 17-17.
Still nobody out. 2 runs in, runner at second. And it was ruled a wild pitch. Three throwing errors by the Orioles infield. A pass ball and a wild pitch have also allowed runs to score. And he got him. So Carrera down on strikes. Real good pitch down and away.
Well, it's not like McFarland's getting hit hard, but again, because of circumstances and bouncers and bad throws. Nice little breaking ball right there, or maybe just a cutter down and away.
Well, 1 down. That'll bring up Donaldson. We had a big 2-out hit in the 7th inning that broke the tie. This ball smoked. Adam Jones way back in center field is going to watch it go. That's a 2-run home run, and the Blue Jays are laying it on. It is a 4-run inning and a 10-2 advantage.
Well, I mentioned in batting practice, you know, this guy hits home runs to dead center, right center. And when you hang a changeup, and that's what this is, I mean, look at the ball stay up, and he goes, I don't need to pull it. I'm just going to attack it, high leg kick. And boy, he just sends it very quickly over the center field fence. Orioles trail by 8.
So McFarland exits after allowing 4 runs. Here comes Brad Brock in the 8th.
over the last 7 outings, only 3 earned runs, so back on track. 7-1 last year. Had some games where he struggled early on, a lot of strikeouts, 18 and 14 and 2/3 innings, and again he can get you out a lot of different ways. Here he's just really trying to get out of the 8th inning, let the Orioles come up to hit. A couple of 4-run innings now for Toronto, and back-to-back innings, and it's not over.
Donaldson with a 2-run home run that chases McFarland. And there's a strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, the starting pitching went through one of those runs. Brad Brock came in and thrown, what, 96, 97? Usually he's 93 or 94 because he got some extra rest. There's the changeup. And boy, as the 2014 season evolved, that changeup became better and better. Guy that pitched in right around 33 games for 2 successive years for San Diego, and then Orioles were able to get him last year.
Well, the Orioles pitching on the year, this is their 31st game. They have allowed 10 or more runs in 4 of those games. All 4 are against Toronto. 12, 10, 13, and now 10 here again tonight.
Well, that's the one thing. The Orioles do a lot of things right as far as the way they prepare for a season, but I always thought if you're going to have to face Toronto during the season 19 times, I want to face them in spring training with the wind blowing. I really don't care. I want to learn from the at-bats that I get. And sometimes they don't want certain guys to pitch against certain teams because of the matchups, and that may be fine. We talked about last night Danny Valencia. A lot of the guys saying, is Bruce Wei and Chen ever going to pitch against the Toronto? And maybe he won't. I personally think that he can get pretty much anybody out when he's on his game. But we'd go to Fort Lauderdale. We'd be blowing out 25 miles per hour. But I wanted to have to face the Yankees. Had to get them out during the season. The game has changed a little bit. I always thought you could learn from facing guys. Yeah, they get to see you a little bit more, but if you're going to pitch well, good pitching stops good hitting, and these guys can really hit, and we've seen it. We saw Jimenez do it last night. He made his pitches. This is the same team that has 13 hits and 10 runs.
Right.
But they played better defense. He made better pitches. They didn't give him extra outs. In fact, as good as Ubaldo pitched last night, the defense bailed him out. The great play by Young in the 7th inning. Tonight, defense let him down. Because Tillman pitched well tonight. One of the better games he's pitched this year. And he's going to get another loss.
A little bit low to Encarnacion. A 2-run home run, a solo home run. He's also walked and scored. Officially, he is 2 for 3.
We're trying to go for home run number 3.
Encarnacion is 1 for 4 against Brad.
Well, he hit 3 when he was playing for the Reds in Arizona, against Arizona in 2010.
He and Bautista both have vicious swings.
And the other thing about Edwin is that he doesn't strike out a lot. For a guy that really swings hard, I mean, he walked 84 times in 2012, only struck out 94. Only 1 year, and that was all the way back in 2008 that he ever struck out over 100 times. And that's when he was a young player with the Reds. Oh, good pitch there.
Well, can't catch up to it. Strike out for Brock and 2 away.
Oh, this is what Brad Brock could do for you. I mean, 95 on the corner, great finish, great location. You could see from our pitch track. And it's not easy coming in when you're down by 8. But I mean, this is how you prepare for your next game. Come in, make your pitches. It certainly has the stuff to get major league hitters out about as well as anybody out in that bullpen.
Well, Brad Brock, very much like Mark Burley, he was a 42nd round draft pick when he was drafted. He went to Monmouth University in West Long Branch, New Jersey. They have a pretty good baseball program now, but not exactly known as a baseball school. And 42nd round pick, and he's done it all as a pro. He learned how to pitch in the minor leagues, and you can't teach 95.
No, and then again, we talked about the evolution of that changeup. So it's not only that it's lesser speed, but it has great movement. So you go from 95 to 87. I mean, it's a hard changeup, but it's almost like a split-fingered fastball the way it moves in the strike zone or out of the strike zone.
Outside ball 3. The Blue Jays certainly have had their way with the Orioles on the year. They have scored 59 runs in 8 games, so almost 7.5. The rest of their opponents, they're averaging 4.8. And again, 4 times they have scored at least 10. Center field playable for Jones. And he's got it for the out, and the inning is finally over. But 8 men come to the plate. Toronto scores 4 more to break it open. It's 10-2 Jays. Well, the Orioles did lumber early in this game. Manny Machado has a couple of base hits, both doubles. Jimmy Paredes has the 2 RBIs on an RBI single. And Mark Burley, he quieted that lumber after that. And those 6 strong innings allows just 2 runs on only 4 hits. He walked only 1, and the Orioles' once 2-0 lead is now a 10-2 deficit.
So Aaron Loup comes on, so you can see a lot of fastballs, very deceptive windup. If you're left-handed, he steps right at you. 135 games the last 2 years for the Blue Jays. He'll just come in to get some work. Last pitched on, let's see, he pitched on the 8th against the Red Sox. Toronto won 2 out of 3. Yeah, one of those games, the last 2 games, Toronto has been down, 3 runs in the first. Yesterday, 4 runs off of R.A. Dickey up in Boston, or they might have had a chance to sweep that series. Tonight, Burley was able to only give up the early 2 runs, and that's it.
Strike 1 to Travis Snider. Caleb Joseph on deck, then Manny Machado. Snider is 0 for 2. He has just 1 appearance against Loup, and he has a base hit. Bounced into the shift to short. Goins botches it.
Yeah, he fell. He may have stepped on something because he went down before he even got to it. Almost like he stepped in a divot, which there's been a lot of base runners. I mean, watch him go down. He's trying to get the right hop, and I mean, right there, he just falls. Lost his balance. I mean, right there, he's going nose down until he gets that right leg hand out, and
Caleb is 0 for 2. Late on the swing, and he's down on the count, 2 strikes.
Yeah, in the back of your mind, Aaron Loop always has that changeup, so 93, maybe even effective. And even if you're right-handed, I got to imagine he really hides the ball well. Watch him throw, I mean, almost behind his chest.
Skied to right there is Colabello. Joseph is retired, 1 away.
Third baseman, number 13, Machado.
So if the Orioles are going to get a series as they're trying to get things going in a positive direction, it'll take a win in the rubber game tomorrow if they can't come back here, trailing by 8 with 1 out in the 8th. Towards the gap in right center field. That ball is going to be caught by Colabello. Then he dropped it. He had it, then he dropped it. So that'll be a base hit. What an effort by Colabello.
Yeah, he makes a big dive. The ball off the bat of a right-hander is going to slice back to you if it's hit to your right. But again, I mean, this is a ball that he should have caught because he gets to it. Remember, he, as he said, then it's snow cones out. He said, I'm a better first baseman than right fielder. But he got to it, got the glove on it, just didn't hold on to it.
So the Orioles have 2 on with 1 down. Great effort. And it just popped out.
Yeah, I think the force of the elbow hitting the ground knocked it out of the glove.
Slowly hit towards third. Donaldson out there, back to first, and out there. There's a 5-4-3 double play, and that ends the inning. So a base hit, and error, 1 left. We'll head to the 9th. Blue Jays lead it 10-2. Book your low fare now at southwest.com and by Coons.com. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Nice spring evening downtown. It was quite warm today. Got up to almost 90.
And then I think we have a little bit of a front coming in.
Supposed to be only in the 70s tomorrow.
70 degrees and partly cloudy. 73, 77, and then back to the weekend when the Angels come in. It'll be in the mid-80s.
Colabello, first ball swinging, fouls it off. Pilar and Goins will follow as Brad Brock stays in.
Yeah, the Angels 15-17, 5 back of the surprising Houston Astros. And Ryan Tepera came up the other day, first major league appearance, scoreless for a couple of innings. Good movement, good location.
0-2 on Colabello. And he got him. Called strike 3, and he knew it. So Brad Brock has his second strikeout, one away here in the ninth.
Yeah, a lot of movement with Brad. I mean, he kind of jumps at you, and then he makes this kind of pitch. 94, down and away.
Here's Kevin Pillar. He singled his last at bat. Then on a ground ball by Goins, who followed. Into third as Chris Davis threw it over the head of J.J. Hardy in the left field. He then scored with the infield drawn in on a throwing error to the plate by J.J. Hardy. The Orioles have 3 throwing errors in this game, plus a wild pitch, plus a pass ball. Pass ball and the wild pitch, each allowing a run to score. And Toronto has hit 3 home runs with 13 hits. Fouled straight down at the plate, 1-2.
Oh, even last night when Jimenez pitched so well, they were in the game all the way to the last swing, and that was Batista pinch hitting and off of the closer, Zach Britton. He chopped one to Manny Machado down at third for the final out, even though he bounced the throw, and Chris Davis made a great play.
Well, the difference from last night to tonight, last night the defense was outstanding, especially that play by Delman Young. And the Orioles at the time led it 4-2. There was a runner on who would have scored, and the inning would have continued. It would have been a 1-run game. Instead, Delman was able to run it down for the out.
Yeah, O'Day would have been in the game in relief, and it would have been 4-3 with the tying run at second base. And there's another strikeout by Brad Brock.
Dreckman did not ask for help. He called him out on the swing. Pillar was a little surprised at that.
All he has to do is look at the scoreboard.
Here's Ryan Goins, who is 3 for 4. And he'll take a strike. Goins has scored once in this game.
Yeah, good changeup.
Now 1-2 the count on Ryan Goins.
Well, they got 4 hits against the Red Sox on the 28th last year of July.
Rockets ahead 1-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. Fouled off into the club level. Long night for the skipper. This was a 2-2 game in the 7th. Bounces it in there too badly for the hitter to be enticed to swing.
Well, this is a different team than we've seen starting in 2012, 93 wins, then 85, 96 last year. It's not that the club did not beat themselves in those years, but they didn't do it very often. And then you look at the American League East. Yankees are obviously better. Second in offense, first in pitching. And then you got Toronto. They get Donaldson. They get Martin. Gibbons very pleased about that. Skipper of the Blue Jays. Well, the teams are a little bit better.
Strike 3 called. He thought he had ball 4. He was heading the first, and Brad Brock strikes out the side. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth. O's down by 8.
innings.
Well, it got out of control, and the usual pretty steady defensive Baltimore Orioles team has really dug themselves a big hole. They're down 8 runs. They made 3 errors late in this ballgame that really cost them a lot.
We'll hear from Buck Showalter and Chris Tillman when those extra post game begins. But let's go back upstairs for the bottom half of the 9th inning and more from Jim Hunter and Jim Palmer.
All right, Tom and Rick, thanks very much. And yep, this game did get out of hand. It was a 2-2 game in the 7th, 4 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th, and it's 10-2. And here is Ryan Tepera.
He comes in. You can see the 2 innings. They were scoreless, so they were elated. The bullpen, as I told you, Pete Walker, 8 games for AAA Buffalo Bisons, and he only gave up 1 earned run in 15 innings, so he fanned 17 down there. And again, the opposition at AAA only hit 115. So your bullpen's struggling. Why not bring somebody up that maybe you can help them? And right here, this is just kind of getting your innings in. And
now, we mentioned earlier that AAA Norfolk tonight, Mike Wright was scheduled to start, and he was scratched. Steve Johnson took the start instead. David Hall, who covers the AAA Tides on Twitter, has said that Mike Wright has left the team, and he is headed here to Baltimore. And what the folks in Norfolk were told is this is a just-in-case move. And there's Mike Wright's numbers down in the minors.
Yeah, and I was reading something today. Steve Molesky was saying that he's maybe over his last 7 decisions, 7-2 with a very low ERA, because he had a great closing month, and then threw the ball very well as a reliever in spring training for the Orioles.
Yeah, he had a real tough start last year, not the case this year, and of course he had the major league spring training. Dan Duquette said several times at a lot of the FanFest fan forums, and again early in the year, that of all the players that other teams called about in the offseason, Mike Wright was at the top of the list. They like the fact that he's young, he's controllable, and he can throw upper 90s with sink.
Yeah, and you also have 2 potential free agent starters, Chen and Norris. So you're always looking for people down the road that are going to help you, or even this year.
1-2 on Adam as he doesn't chase. Adam is 0 for 2. He's also drawn an intentional walk, which strategically worked out perfectly for Toronto. Runner at second and 1 down, and Burley got Delman Young on a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. Knocked down by Tepera. And the other hand toss will get Adam 1 away.
Yeah, the one thing, I watched some of the highlights of his first 2 innings. He does have a nice slider, and that was what Adam Jones hit back up the middle, and then you become a defender, knocked it down. Easy play. One of those kids that started early on in his career as he worked the way up. I mean, started in 2009, and A-ball 2011, 12, then he went to Double-A last year. 51 games in Triple-A.
Young sweeps at the shortstop. Goins is there, and 2 down. Well, the Orioles down to their final out. Chris Davis 0 for 3, including a strikeout. So he has now struck out at least once in 12 consecutive games, a season high.
There's the good slider. One at 89. Well, he's going to strike out a lot. Even the year he had 53 home run, it was about 32% of the time. Came into last night's game hitting .360 on balls put in play. And until last year, where he hit a little bit under .250, it's always been in the .330, .340 range.
Tonight he flied out to deep right, hit a hard ball into the shift, and struck out. Orioles have gone 3 up, 3 down 5 times, and there's 2 outs here and nobody on. Towards the middle, right into the shift. There's Goins, the shortstop. He gets it to first. Davis is out, and the Blue Jays even up this series 4 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th, and they win it going away by a final of 10-2. Well, we hope you can join us tomorrow. The Ocean Jays now a rubber game in this series. Miguel Gonzalez will take the mound. He'll go against Aaron Sanchez. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Southwest, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. Now for Jim Palmer and our entire hardworking crew, Jim Hunter saying so long from Camden Yards, where the Blue Jays defeat the Orioles by a final of 10-2. Tonight's telecast has been a MASN presentation. Those extra presented by PNC. Tom and Rick coming up right now. Have a great night, everybody.